So I had the pleasure of being selected as a director of photography for a short documentary with Soledad O'Brien's production company titled The Devil is Busy. It is the story of a post-Roe v. Wade world and the logistics of navigating that for men, women, families, anyone seeking that level of healthcare. I got a call from the director, Crystal Hampton, because she saw my book, Something to Say. She thought that I had the ability to really capture the emotion and the tone that they were looking for in this. Once she told me the subject matter and that it was about abortion and one of the last functioning clinics in Georgia, as well as roughly the Southeast, I was immediately on board. In that time, I was actually looking for the next project I kind of wanted to focus on. And so it was an easy yes. I realized later on that my purpose and my path in my craft is the intersection of activism and photography. So yes, I do want to make beautiful imagery, but I also wanted to tell a story and impact the culture in a positive way. Knowing that it was a documentary, I knew that story was going to trump anything visually. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Blackmagic. They're kind of one of my favorite cameras as far as just their native look, fresh out of camera. So I shot it on a Pocket 6K as well as a 4K. If I can get away with it, I'll always choose that camera. Lens selection, I thought about primes. They do provide a beautiful image. However, I have 2 days to be able to capture who knows what's going to happen. In thinking about that, having a zoom with constant aperture was important. Having the ability to shoot wide as well as telescopic, super important. So the 2 lenses that I chose were 16-35 and a 24-105. That 24-105, you can be wide enough to show an environment, maybe not an extreme wide. However, you can get a large group of people, or you can push in and really frame someone's face, their thoughts, their emotions. And the lenses aren't too big. The 70-200 gives beautiful compression and really allows you to shoot from afar. However, again, in thinking of the sensitivity of where we're going to be, that is a large lens. And so it can be very intimidating for people to see that. So as important as the quality of the image is, it still does not trump story. It still does not trump the environment that you're fostering in order to capture it. Yeah, you can have the biggest, most beautiful lens, right? But now all of those decisions are serving my ego. They're not serving the story. And so being that story is king or queen, however you want to put that, it's thinking of your goals when you're building out your camera package. It's what do I have at my disposal? Then what is my wish list? And is my wish list serving the story? Documentary has so much grace for the quality of an image because it is not scripted. It is not blocked out. There is no rehearsal. And the majority of audiences are going to expect shaky footage. They're going to expect blurred something. And honestly, there is a bit of subliminal influence when you see a grainy image that you're thinking, okay, this is real, this is reality. Now, I come from a reality background as well as Alex has shot reality, so she understands. Now, we're not gonna make you motion sick, right? With the handheld aspect of it, we're gonna give you a lot smoother of an experience. However, being quick on your feet, not just being stuck in the frame that you see in your camera, but keeping your eye out for what's going on and what your next shot might be, or planning 2 and 3 steps ahead. Where do I need to be? Because I see this is happening, and if this is happening, something, is the domino effect. In choosing Alex, I knew she was going to do the same thing in a way that I probably would do also. So yeah, everything just really fell into place, and having things fall into place like that, again, reinforced this is the story that needs to be told. We are the people that should be telling that story. And Post was very kind as well. The ego of a cinematographer can say that how I shoot it in camera is how it's going to come out on the other end. But film is a group project, whether it's a documentary, whether it's scripted, whether it's reality. And so there are so many different points of failure in which a film can change and turn into something else. And shout out again to Soledad O'Brien, Geeta Gandabir, and Crystalline Hampton. They really fostered an environment and put together a team where we were all one band, one sound. And I think that came out in the project.